Okie dokie. Oh, is this live? Here we go. Here we go. How's the audio? Here we go. How's the audio? Okay, there we go. That's actually running. Alrighty. Okay. Let me just put this out real quick. How's your taping going? Okay. Oh, what the hell? Somebody's already watching. Hello. Never mind. Where's my server? There we go. Okay, alright, let's see. Got one person watching. That is me. Let's see. 106. Why does it say 116 seconds? That's interesting. Oh my god, somebody's actually watching? Oh my goodness. Oh. Hello. Okay, here we go. Interesting. Yeah, my typing is a little bit like it's there for sure. Okay, wait, let me see. Well, I mean, I don't imagine there's gonna be a crazy amount of people watching, but I mean, I didn't really advertise this one super great. But honestly, I just needed something to distract myself. Hey, dude, I had no idea you had a YouTube channel, actually. Let me see. Yeah, today's just gonna be a pretty. I just kind of wanted to do something to distract myself, honestly. I already started this little sketch here of Eleanor, so I figured why not? Might as well. There's just junk on it. Oh, so, hang on, how's my audio? Is that even picking up? Yeah, okay, that's in like the -30 range. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so I've been doing these art streams for a little bit now. They've honestly been pretty fun. They're definitely a really good way to keep focus for me, because I imagine it's not for everyone, but like I've definitely been able to like actually pay attention to my work a bit more while I do these. I generally tend to do more stuff when I'm not really thinking that hard. There we go. Here we are. Let me get her hair in real quick. Mostly today I just wanted to experiment more with a bit of with my style, kind of like this kind of style, because I've been wanting to try more of this soft line kind of stuff, but I've gotten kind of lazy with it for the most part. So I figured why not just do it today? And why not stream it after all? just for fun. Ooh, yeah, perfectly timed with your lunch break. Oh, hey, dude. Pleasure to have you on, Mark. There we go. Yeah, no, it's perfect. I just had lunch, so I'm kind of just like doing this now. Here we go. Uh, ooh, actually, maybe we should draw Eleanor having lunch. Why not? Excited to see the style experiments. Yeah, so this style I've definitely been meaning to do more. Because, like, I kind of want this to evolve into my main style. I feel like the lines are actually a little too small right now, if anything, though. If I shrink this down a tiny bit. Yeah, the lines are a little small. I should go up to a 12. Let's see. Her head is a little tall, actually. Let me lower this. I should totally do something that's just like her eating lunch. That's what I was thinking of doing. How have you been, Mark? What's up? Oh my god, we got 5 people watching. Oh shit. Welcome, everybody. Today I'm just going to be doing a stream because YCH Round 5 hasn't fully started yet. So I'm just kind of getting like the pre-stuff in. But like, generally, I kind of wanted to just do some art today. I didn't want to be distracted. Doing alright. Tired, but coffee fueled. I can imagine. How's work going? Oh yeah, her chin should actually probably be a little bit bigger. Let me see. Actually, question. Is there a delay like on the typing? Like, can you only send a message like every 30 seconds? Because I thought I got can't complain. People I've had to help over the phone have been really nice today, so that's good. Well, that's definitely good to hear, for sure. It's also been kind of a slow day here, which honestly I can't complain. Yeah, okay, I think there is a delay. It might just be, oh no, it's latency. Never mind. Stream latency be like. You crunch your hair down a little bit. I always forget Eleanor's hair is really finicky. I kind of have to do like her whole, yeah, it has to be like her whole head shape at once. Like it can't just be the head and then the hair. These two are kind of intertwined. If ever you decide to draw her for anyone ever decide to draw her, it's like it's such a pain in the ass. This is the only way I can ever draw the top of her head right. I don't think there's a delay, but I haven't really sent a ton of messages. Oh, okay, figured. A 5-second latency. Yeah, no, her head is really, like, her hair is just so finicky. In fact, I should probably make it a little messier. Actually, it's a little too clean. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this shape. This earlier shape is kind of nice. Just wish it was a bit more... like, long hair, yeah. I like the shape a lot more. I like how round it is here. Perfectly flat top. Yeah, her head is really... her head is like a fucking doorstop. It's super flat. Let's see. If I can, I kind of, because I want to keep this round shape. That's the thing. It's fun, yeah. Because Eleanor's head is very much like a triangle. Like it's like this, and then it's like this. And that's her head. It's 4 triangles, pretty much. Her eyes are going to be the hard part of this, probably. Yeah, so one of the things I've really wanted to do is I wanted to use this kind of softer look in my style, just for a lot of reasons. One, because I think it's a lot easier to add depth into it. So like for example, hang on, actually, let me get her chest in there real quick. Just a different layer just in case. It's a little too big. Here we go. Powerful triangles, and yeah, shape design is very much like, that's like a huge part of my art. It's like you'll notice that pretty much all of the characters have their own defined shape. Like Eleanor is pretty much entirely triangles. And Dieter is pretty heavily a bunch of squares. And then Blaine, I still have to really make a proper design for Blaine, but she's definitely going to be a bunch of circles. And so like even the way she stands, Eleanor is like kind of like a bit of a triangle, because this is kind of what her figure. Well, actually, no, it'd be more like this. This is kind of just what her figure is like. Yes, it's so nice. I've been trying to work on focusing shapes because you mentioned it a few streams ago. Yeah, if you really want to improve your work, mess around with shapes. Oh yeah, I think that stream was like a few days ago. It was like half a week ago. Wasn't crazy long. Shape design is kind of one of those things where it's like it is very subconscious, but if you know how to do it, it can be really helpful. Also, sorry, you might be hearing construction in the background here and then because they are still fixing something here. I don't know what they're doing, but they are. Okay. I can never remember how I have her neck set up entirely. Oh, so it does do yeah, it does taper twice. Okay. There we go. I always forget this part. Yeah, perfect. It's still on the load, but it seems fine so far. Yeah, shape design is certainly something that takes a bit of practice. It is fun though. Like you can really dick around a little bit when you figure out your shapes. Let me get her hair in here. All I hear on my end is the garbage truck that has an incredibly loud train horn. Oh my goodness. Is it that bad? Oh my god. Oh, her hair's a little too bushy here. Needs to be more bouncy. It was one of my main sources of insomnia. Oh god, no wonder you couldn't sleep. Jeez. Why'd I get rid of her eye? Okay, because I was gonna draw it in. Never mind. God, you have my sympathies, dude. That's brutal. I don't know why they would fucking do that at like the middle of the night. That's just ridiculous. I definitely understand living around noises though. I live around a lot of noises. I also had pretty bad insomnia for a long time. Pretty much like all of high school, I'd sleep like I go to bed at like 1 and then wake up at like 6. Definitely not healthy. Don't recommend it, but I do get it. There's train tracks right next to where I live, but luckily it's only usually hauling crops in the fall. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, I know a couple people who live by like railroads, and it is not fun. Oh no, it was in the morning because I was sleeping in the morning at that time because it was easier for me to work at night when it was cooler. Yeah, that makes sense. So like you would just have like it would just wake you up at like probably like 6 or something, and then you'd just be like, oh shit, well now I can't go back to sleep. Let me get her hair in right. There you go. Her eyes are always really funny to me. I don't know why. She's judging you guys. The kind where your chest is beating hard and you have such unfathomable amounts of energy that you simply can't stay still. Ooh, jeez. I know, yeah. Where it's like you're like lying in bed, but like no matter what. I think that's like, I think that's anxiety more than anything, but I do know what you mean. I've been there a couple times. Ever since I had like I had like a pretty rough patch back in 2023. Ever since then, I've been like religiously kind of forcing myself to sleep on time. Sleep is very important. Not sleeping will really fuck you up. What do you guys think she should be doing here? I was thinking maybe she's like holding a burger or something, and then like Blaine is like here going like puppy dog eyes, like she wants the extra burger or something. And Eleanor is just like, no, you may not have the burger. What do you guys think? And yes, sleep is really important. Sleep is, yeah, not sleeping will just fuck you up really bad. Burger, you say? Is for me. Yeah, I thought that I thought that'd be pretty funny. Like Eleanor is like trying to stop Blaine from eating her burger. Let me see. Yeah, why not? Let's try that. Unless there's any suggestions, which I'm open to. Beautiful. Duly noted. This is like the first time Eleanor's eyes are gonna be like fully open. She always has this resting bitch face. Oh my god, she has such joy and whimsy today. And it's all entirely just anger and spite. Full burger defense mode. Yeah, it's her burger. Yeah, I'm trying to get her mouth right. There we go. This part's a little tough. Her mouth is such a particular shape, I can never get it right the first time. That's a little too much, actually. It's always her buck teeth, I think. I have to make a lot of space for them. Especially at like an angle like this, it's kind of tough. Let me see. I guess like that. That could be good. That's not exaggerated enough, though. Oh my god. The expression is always what gets me. This is the one thing I always take forever on. Like, no matter what, I have to get the expression just right. Here we go. But yeah, on what you were saying with shapes, generally, it's funny to me how much art seems to be like something you just suddenly get after a certain point. So the expressions are important. Yes, they certainly are. So the thing with art just being like something you just get at a certain point is very much so because art is essentially translation. Expression sells the piece. Got to take time on it. Oh, thank you, Teapot. Yeah, for sure. Also, hey, welcome to the stream. Uh, yeah. So like, the reason of that is because like, to a degree, art is just like kind of a translation of what you would be seeing in any given like kind of perspective or whatnot. And so as a result of that, it's kind of like learning a language almost because you are in a sense kind of doing that. It's the language of like shape and color. And so you don't really know it until you kind of just get it. Like at a certain point your brain develops because the first thing that happens is your brain develops the taste for something. Like years ago. Hang on, let me see if I can find this picture. Alistair fan art. It's like one of the most famous like pieces of Alistair fan art back when I was still like into Has Been Hotel. If I can find it, it's pretty old now. It's got to be like 5 years old. There we go. Okay, yeah, no, this is still around. This is still a picture that's around. Yeah, so like actual years ago, I saw this and I was like, oh, I want my art style to be like that. Because you develop your taste way faster than you develop your skills, because skills takes time. That's mostly muscle memory. And I saw this picture and I was like, I really, really, really want my style to be like that. Obviously, this takes like years of practice and whatnot, but I really wanted to get there, and so I started studying, and on the way there, I didn't quite get what I was looking for, but what I ended up getting was different, but in my opinion, much more me. Because like every person has kind of this, I guess you could call it like a bias towards certain shapes. Like that's what an art style is essentially. You have a bias towards shapes or colors or certain things that just make more sense to you than they would in any other context. And that's essentially what an art style is. And so like as far as shapes go, generally speaking, like the trick is like to be like, okay, yeah, this is going to take time to develop, but I can learn that, oh, this is what this shape kind of translates to, and you kind of just stick with that, and you're like, okay, well, this makes sense for me. We get her ears in like a defense mode. Yeah, I like these soft lines a lot more sometimes. Yes, yes, I've had a few pieces from artists who have wanted to emulate in some form. I mean, if you want to share, you're welcome to. I could probably look them over and like suggest like what you should probably like try figuring out, like studying and whatnot. If you want to share, you don't have to. Soft lines are neat. Yeah, I've really wanted to do soft lines for a long time, but I could never get them to actually like click in my brain. Like I always had trouble with them. I'm very used to this very hard, this like rough comic line shape. Like this is very much what I'm used to. So like if I was just doing this style, I could finish this piece really fast, but I want to practice. Might dig them up for later. Sure thing. Today is soft line practice. Her ears don't really look right pointed forward now that I think about it. Let me change that. Actually, yeah, her ears don't really look right. Respect the time and effort that goes into the craft. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of time and effort. Um, that's kind of something if you ever want to get into art, you have to make your peace with. It's gonna take at least like bare minimum a year before your stuff starts looking even like even remotely how you'd want it to look. Like I've been drawing for about 4, 5 years now. Like I started at the end of high school more or less. I was like, hang on. She probably wouldn't be that incessantly mad. Yeah, her arms would be reaching like that. Okay. Uh, Tip for drawing arms and stuff. If you want to make the arms, I don't drive for the world's sake. Fair enough. I am for this is recognizable as an object or person I intended it for. It looks good. Yeah, no, fair enough. Usually, artists are pretty ruthless with themselves. So like, even if it looks fine, like you're still gonna criticize it. That's just how it goes. Uh, and so like generally speaking, it's until it looks good for you, and that's definitely something that even like artists who've been around for like a decade struggle with, but that's something you have to kind of figure out and learn in your own time. It's only something that like you can't really be taught it. You just have to learn to be okay with yourself. I've definitely wanted to improve certain things with my style as I've gone on, but I guess the better term would be to translate things to different styles I want to try. But yeah, no. if you ever practice it, it's definitely worth a shot to be like, okay, like I'm gonna do this, and it's not gonna look great at first, but at some point it will look pretty good to me. Yeah, definitely. I've known so many artists who struggle with that for sure. I just need to put more time into it myself. You're gonna struggle with it too if you get into art. It's like it's gonna suck. Like the first few months are terrible. Like well, like the first couple times you do it, it's really good. Like it feels awesome because you're like, oh my god, like I don't drive either because the world isn't ready for that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so like the first couple times it's gonna feel pretty good because you're like, oh my god, I'm actually doing this thing like I've wanted to do. And then after like piece number 4 or 5, you're gonna be like, why doesn't this look good? And that is very natural. But you have to learn how to kind of work past that because otherwise you start getting really miserable and you're like, oh shit, this doesn't look good, and then nothing looks good, and then you get mad, and like you know how the story goes. I don't drive for the world's sake is a diabolical line already. Oh yeah, tip for art. If you're ever wondering how to like have a character naturally look like they're holding something, draw the hands first and then do the arms, because then it's like a lot easier to actually gauge like where the arms need to be. Hang on, this needs to look more intense. Her hands need to be like squishing into it. Oh yeah, I've been there a few times. I'm embarrassed to say I've actually drawn for like 2 or 3 years, but I think if it's come a few months worth of effort combined. Also, the hands thing is smart. Yeah, I saw that once from like a YouTuber. I wish I could remember who they were to give credit, but like it's a super useful technique. Like you put the hands first and then you do the arms, and then that way you don't have to like measure things out or you don't get caught. I learned that a few years ago, and that's just how I've done like grabbing things for forever now. And yeah, don't worry too much. Everybody learns at a different pace. I mean, like I have like full time to practice art, so like I can definitely do this at a much faster pace than most people would. Because most people have like actual jobs too. Like you are technically like at work right now, so like don't be discouraged. Like it just takes time. Her arms, that doesn't look intense enough quite a bit. I think I need to do the expression first. But yeah, for me, it's like the whole cycle of burning out means I take multiple months off drawing. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Like you have a lot of other stuff to do, and then like plus drawing on top of that can be a little stressful. Illustration requires a lot of spatial awareness, how proportions look and anatomy works. That's why I paint toy soldiers so the anatomy is done for me. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I can't say I blame you. Wait, what the hell? Where's my blending brush there? Very real. Yeah, that's real. I kind of want to make her look like she's having fun, but almost like she doesn't want to be having fun. That's the hard part. Something like that, but more her eyes. I can't explain it. Uh, Ooh, that would definitely be cute. Yeah, because like Blaine is like the only person who, well, to be fair, they all treat her actually pretty well, all things considered. Like they don't disrespect her, they don't do this, but Blaine is like the only person who's ever actually been like her friend. Oh, I've received a random scam text message. Oh joy, I've been getting a lot of those recently. It's taken me 19 years to get where I am with drawing. I got into drawing because of friends I had in elementary school. They were very good while my stuff was embarrassing. Aw, dude. Man, I'll tell you this much. Your art is definitely S tier. Like, I really love your art, dude. Well, it's probably not fair to tier art, but like I really love your art, dude. You definitely have a great style. I think you're really hard on yourself unnecessarily. I'm 29. I don't feel like I've reached the same level as this one friend when he was 11. It's best not to think of it like that, cause like what's a good example? So like to me, how do I explain it? Let me find a piece I have real quick. Your homeo, yeah. That every artist has that, like, that's just like you're super tough on yourself, but I think you're really ruthless on yourself, Reddy. Like, for sure, you got really good stuff. Uh, if in some way it is like not as good as you think it is, I certainly don't see it. Uh, yeah, it's a pretty good example. So like this is the Patreon announcement poster I made, and like this is not, to me, this is not that like special. Like that I did this in like a half an hour or something like that. But like to other people who are very diagramical, I suppose that's not a word, with their types of drawing, something more abstract like this might be really hard. But to me, this is not that special. So like even this to a degree, like I mean, I'm really proud of this, but like a half an hour, yeah, it wasn't like. Well, to be fair, most of this is like recycled pieces. Like I just clipped stuff from other pieces and then I just put type all over them. That's slot speed. Yeah. I'm just generally working. I'm used to working in like studios, so like you work like really quick paced. Or I guess I kind of put that on myself like from a long time ago. I just work really fast, which is also definitely like not the norm. Like a lot of artists generally seem to take a fair bit of time with their stuff, which is fair. Some styles are really complicated, especially the ones where you have like a really stylized approach to stuff. That definitely takes time working in studios. So, uh, oh hey Noah, pleasure to have you on the stream. Yeah, so I've never actually worked like physically like in a studio, but in college, I went to a college where it was less of a school and more like an early training program than anything. And so like our professors were basically drilling us kind of like as if we were to work in a college. Like almost none of it was theory. Like literally day one it was like, okay, we want you to make this and you're going to do it, which is very different from how a lot of universities do stuff like that. So it's like some days it would literally be like, "Oh, we want you to do a magazine by next week." And it's got to be like 20 pages. Here are the specifications, get it done. And that's you just do it. Uh and I was kind of used to that cuz for my art, I was always like, "Oh, I'm just going to do it. Like I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do cuz that's faster." And that helped me a ton, like for sure. It's hard to figure out. It's hard to get into, but like for years I was like, no, I'm gonna do this fast. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna do it, and that definitely helped me a lot. You have to learn not to really worry too hard about when things don't come quite how you like them to, because nothing is ever gonna be perfect. But like you feel that way in the moment, and then when you're looking back at your art, you actually like you completely forget about that train of thought, and you're like, oh, this is actually not bad. Or at least I've definitely had that moment with my works. Yeah, there we go. That's a much better angle for her shoulder. Yeah, that's much more dynamic looking. She's like reeling back. I do know a lot of artists are self-conscious about their speed too, somehow both being too slow, but also those who think they're too fast. Yeah, I've seen both of those. Generally more too slow than too fast. One of the things I only realized I truly came to understand in recent years that nothing happens unless you make it happen, which is very self-evident, but also you want to do the thing, do it. Yeah. The make it first and then you can perfect it image comes to mind. Like sometimes you just have to do something and then you can fix it later. Like that's okay. Uh, as far as, thank you, Teapot. That's actually a really good point now that I think about it. That's a really good point to bring up. Yeah, a lot of people have this, like, especially artists, kind of get down about, like, being really slow. And, like, sometimes what I think the thing is just that sometimes a lot of artists, what they just need is, like, to be like, my stuff is fine. Like, this looks good. And then just be like, okay, I'm going to do some speed practices, and that's it. It's like, for me, I've actually been, like, while the YCHs are going on, I just do, like, just do it first, and then, like, perfect. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, nothing is ever perfect, I found. But yeah, uh, just speed practices. For me, the thing that definitely worked the best to get faster was doing art trades with friends, because then you have, like, an impetus to, like, actually do it. You're like, oh, we're gonna limit ourselves to just, like, a day, or one thing I do with one friend is we're like, okay, we're gonna do this in, like, 30 minutes, and in those 30 minutes we just do something. Like, we don't think about it, we just do it. And that's been a really good way for me to, like, be like, okay, I need to draw something today, I'm just gonna do it. And plus, like, it's a trade, so, like, you get to have fun with a friend, and you both get some art that you enjoy out of it. But it's definitely a case of, like, you have to train yourself to not really worry too hard about, like, oh, does this look right, or, like, whatnot. Like, usually it looks fine. It's like jazz. You play one wrong note, it's a mistake, but you play two wrong notes, it's jazz. It really just depends on the person, honestly, at the end of the day. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. I have a really close friend who just sets a timer for 10 minutes and draws specifically in those 10 minutes when they don't have a specific project in mind. Yeah, I do something similar. Uh, I set like an hour aside for myself, and I'm like, okay, 1 hour, I'm going to do something. It's probably not going to look great, but I want to do something. Okay. Her eyes definitely don't look like her eyes entirely. This is the trouble with her, because she has really intense, like, mascara. And so, like, it's really hard to gauge her emotions sometimes. Like, I kind of have to make it thinner when it's really not. It's tough. Yeah, I think, like, a less intense anger is probably what she'd be feeling. And then the burger. Okay, where's my burger? But yeah, the hand trick that I was mentioning earlier, like, you do the hands first, grabbing the thing or whatever the hands are doing, and then you draw the arms, is huge, 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 huge thing. Like, that saves me so much time, and it just makes it so much easier to do, like, hand stuff. Burger, we love burger. We do love burger. I actually had a burger yesterday. It was very good. I would like a burger today, but I do not need the cholesterol right now. No more surprise than anger. Burger. Probably more like general annoyance, but, like, not fervent annoyance. Didn't share, rude. Didn't share? Uh oh, the burger you mean. I was for a second I was like, oh, was I supposed to share something? Yeah. Yeah, no. It was a good burger. I like that burger. Had the seeds on it. It's a fancy burger. They went to one of them $20 burger places where the guy giving you the burger has black gloves and whatchamacallit, the ponytail. Yeah. Your expression needs to be a little more intense, I think. I'll figure that out later. Her arms are always a little tricky. Yeah, her arms are a lot thinner. Unironically, one of the best burgers I had was the Sugar Rush burger. What? Sugar Rush? I've never heard of that. Definitely a first for me. I set a bird yesterday. I probably should not have eaten it during my TTRPG session, but I was hungry. I'm gonna drop out if that's all right. I need to make something to eat before someone takes over the kitchen for the next 2 hours. No worries, Ratty. It was a pleasure having you on, dude. You have a good day. I hope you enjoy your lunch. See ya. Oh, shit. I think my chair did not like me adjusting my gravity, like my center of mass there in particular. I got an old ass chair. Is it from a beer garden in Mobile, Alabama? Donuts for buns. What? Candied bacon, honey? That's crazy. That's actually nuts. That's kind of insane. I kind of want to try it. I don't even know what that would taste like, honestly. See you ready. I can't even imagine what that would taste like. That's nuts. Shit. I may have caged myself in with her chest shape. Actually, I can just change that. What am I talking about? I have a pencil. I can just move it. Actually, I have a move tool. I can just move it. See, I'll see if I can DM it to you. I split it with a friend because I wasn't sure if it was going to be good or not. Oh, fair enough, yeah. I'd definitely try that. That sounds interesting. I've never heard of anything remotely like that. That sounds wicked, though. Actually, this isn't too bad of a shape for her arm. I have this, like, there's this place in Toronto, which is really, really, really good burgers. I've gone there, like, every time I'm in Toronto, almost always, I'd, like, at least think about getting it, because it's just super good. To be fair, all their food is good. Like, they have this, like, their hot dogs are really good, their poutines are really good. It's like a chain, but I think it's a local chain. It's like a Toronto-centric chain. In the time it took for the server to give it back to us to the kitchen, we finished our house. That's really cool. It definitely sounds like you guys enjoyed it. That's for sure. I want some genuine poutine so bad. If you ever come to Canada, there's some really good poutine places. Well, pretty much everywhere here sells poutine. It's like the food. That's like the Canada food. You know how like uh, fast food chains will like put out a specific kind of food to like pander to like the locals, cause or like it's like to adjust to local tastes or whatnot. The food here is poutine. Like McDonald's has poutine, like Burger King has poutine. The Burger King poutine is actually shockingly good. Honestly, it's not that bad. I kind of like it. The Burger King poutine is alright, but like you're really gonna get like good poutine from like a local place. Like that's just where you're gonna get good poutine from. Especially in Toronto, there's a ton. I didn't know you were Canadian. Lots of fun things to learn. Out of curiosity, where did you think I was from? Because I have been told I have a very like normal sounding voice. Like no one can really pin down where I'm from. Burger King having good poutine, wasn't expecting that. Yeah, me neither. Burger King is like kind of like okay, just as like fast food. Like it's cheap. It's definitely cheaper than McDonald's. But like honestly, my guess was New York. To BH, Northeast US, not New York, somewhere up that way. Fair enough. Eastern Seaboard. Hey, I'm not gonna. I'm a New Yorker. I've been to New York a few times, yeah. Uh, so I live like, yeah, I'm Canadian. Uh, but yeah, like just like, that area pretty much. It's pretty on the money. Oh, there we go. That's the angle. Left Toronto when it was there. Vacation there once in my life. Beautiful city. Yeah, no, Toronto's really nice. I definitely got to show off some photos sometime to UTPot, but like, Toronto's really pretty. Especially if you go to like the kind of red brick suburb areas. Those areas are really, really, really nice. The buildings there are like kind of old-ish, but they're still like in excellent condition. Here we go. Okay, her arm is like this. Yeah, this is what I was saying, but you want to do the hand first and then you want to do the arm. Because if you do the arm first, you can't really change the arm. But if you do the hand first, you can choose wherever the hell you want the arm. You're not really beholden. Burger angle perfected. Yeah, it's probably as good as it's gonna get. Actually, a little bit lower, I think. Right here. There we go. And I think I have to extend her forearm a tiny bit more. One of the things that wiggles me is how clean and safe your downtown was. Okay, is this like an American thing? Because I've noticed people have said that a lot about Toronto. Um, so I know like Toronto's a big city. Everyone was smiling. It was nice. And damn, y'all put Southern hospitality to shame. And I say that as a Southerner. Uh, Interesting. Did because I'm assuming like people held the door open for you and stuff like that. Like that's just generally what people do here. It's like you were just kind of expected to hold the door open for someone, or like you let people get on the bus first. Like that's just kind of how we're taught. It's like you just be polite. Um, but I've heard the clean and safe thing a lot, which is interesting. Is that like an American thing, or like American cities just generally like are the downtowns just like not that clean? Like because I remember going to New York, and like New York wasn't super clean, but like it wasn't like I mean the subway was pretty dirty, but like I mean like it's New York. Like what do you expect? Actually, I think I'm gonna exaggerate her arm a little more. I really want it to look like she's like trying to make sure she doesn't get it. No, not holding the door open. I mean, oh, interesting. Excited to live life. I mean, fair enough, I guess. Um, I haven't been to too many American cities. I've been to Buffalo. I've been to New York, like New York, New York. Um, well, I mean, I kind of have been to a few actually. I've been to Detroit. I've been to Syracuse. I've been to Albany. I mean, I wasn't around for that long. I was only in like those cities for like a day, but I mean, fair enough, I guess. I'd have to probably spend like a week in like an American city to really get it, I suppose. Oh, yeah. Uh, Chicago-less. I do want to go to Chicago at some point. I want to go for the I want to go for the con there. I mean, if you guys want my suggestion, if you're gonna go to Canada, go for Fernal Equinox. Unironically, a really good convention. It's small by like American standards, like it's only like 3,000 people, but it's really, really nice. Everyone there was super friendly. For a first con, it's definitely great. So true and ooh noted. Yeah, Fernal Equinox is a really good first con to go to. Damn, I want her chest to be visible, but like I don't want the burger to look like out of whack. It's a tough one. Last convention I went to is FurCon in Anthro, Ohio, 24 with End and his crew. Yeah, I can imagine those are fun. Aren't those the ones that have like 10 bajillion people at them? Those definitely seem interesting, but I always feel like I'd get really overstimulated with that many people there. Fernal was nice because it was like it wasn't crazy busy. And like generally speaking, most of the furries were just walking around Toronto. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Toronto is like really friendly to furries. Like you can just I have seen people just walk around with suits. Like around usually around times when there's like cons and stuff. Anthro High was small, great time for a first furry. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, Toronto is very friendly to furries. Like I regularly saw people like walking around in full suit and nobody like batted an eye. Like it was just kind of like if anything people were like kind of people wanted to take photos and stuff. It's generally a pretty friendly city to conventions and stuff like that because we have Fan Expo and Comic Con, which is really big here. So people are in cosplay relatively frequently. People are very used to it. I know MFF is actually rather out of the way in terms of being in Chicago. Yeah, but it's still nice. Yeah, I suppose so. I've never been, so I certainly am not an arbiter of opinion on that. But for when I went to Fernal, I had a lot of fun. I can't imagine what a large con is like, but I don't entirely know if I'd enjoy it because I've been to like Fan Expo and there's like 100,000 people there and it's just nuts. Like you can't really do anything. I hate to cut and run, but I got to get back to work. Have fun, y'all. Good luck with your burger. Thank you. See you, T-Bot. I say as if I've been there too, but I mean more like for seeing Chicago. Yeah, I'd want to see Chicago. Why not? Chicago would be fun. I've always wanted to see Chicago. 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 There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is why that hand thing is really useful. You can like constantly change how you want the arms to be, and it's not that much trouble to change it. Like this has been huge for me ever since ever since I saw the thing, like where the guy was like, "Oh, you should do this for your arms." And I was like, "Oh." So I started trying it and I was like, "Oh my God." Like it actually is really helpful. Extremely, extremely useful. I've been to a few board game cons and such. Those are fun. Yeah. Biggest con I've been to was probably Fan Expo this year. That was huge. There was like 200,000 people there or something. It's what my friend told me, but that's probably wrong. It's probably more like half that. But it was crazy. It was like you just walk into the convention hall and there'd be like a gajillion people there. And so it's like I don't really like big cons like that because it's very easy to just kind of become a bit of a number, if you know what I mean. Like it's just not as fun. Like, you just can't really connect with people. There's just so many people and there's so much stuff going on that it's kind of like impossible to do anything unless you're already there with like a friend group, which I guess is like fine because then you already know the people there and whatnot. But like for the most part, big cons kind of overwhelm me. I'm sure there's some that are fun. Like I'm sure if I went to MFF, that'd probably be fun. But I don't really have the money for a plane ticket like that right now. It's a lot of money. I'm bad even in the smaller cons without a group of friends. Yeah, I definitely had to go out of my way to talk to people at Fernal, but like I could talk to people at Fernal, like they were willing to talk, and like we were talking for a while. I think these are just like random people, but uh, yeah, no, I can't imagine big cons or like I'm sure they're definitely fun for some people, but I feel like I'd get overwhelmed pretty fast. I do want to go though. I just want to see what it's like at some point, if nothing more than that. Okay. What do you think of this? Actually, I think this is all right for her. Yeah, people with similar interests and stuff to actually talk about are more pleasant for sure. Yeah, definitely. I can imagine. I'm gonna have to adjust her arm a teeny bit, but I think this is good. Chicago. Go to Chicago. Fun con place. Let me see. Oh yeah, the strap should be here, and this should probably go under here. It should go like that. There we go. This is a rough angle to do, not gonna lie. Definitely not used to a shape like this. Especially not with this brush. I think it works. I think a tiny bit of awkwardness kind of helps portraying the sudden evasive burger maneuvers. Chicago. Chicago. I don't know how Chicagoanites pronounce it. I like saying Chicago because I have a friend from there and it's kind of funny to say that. Okay, yeah, now this I can do. I can just do the body shape really easy. It's always the arms that fuck me up a little bit. I always have a little bit of trouble with arms. Her body should be bigger, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Her arms are kind of big. So her body should be a little bigger. It's like here, probably. And then... Actually, maybe a tiny bit bigger than that. And then her chest should be... I gotta redraw her chest. I'm honestly a cornfield... Sorry. I'm honestly a cornfield dweller by heart, but I work in Chicago. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I live in Toronto. Chicago's about an 8-hour drive for me. Not that I'd probably be driving, honestly. I'd probably just take a plane at that point. Chicago is definitely kind of far for me. I imagine Toronto is very, very far for someone from Chicago. Yeah, haha. I do want to go sometime, though. I do like Chicago. Definitely there's a lot of history, so I've been curious about it for a while. Did she look fine before? Yeah, she kind of looked fine before, actually. I think it's, yeah, I think I just gotta accentuate her hips a bit more. Exaggerate. There you go. I'd love to see a lot of places. I have, let me say, I'd have a lot of places to recommend. I go to Chicago several times a year. Damn, how do you have the money for that? Oh, okay, I understand, Alexa. I see. One day I want to take a train that goes all over Canada, U.S. line, see the sights. Yeah, the VIA is probably... I don't. Oh, my sympathies. Yeah, if you want to go for just the sights, Via Rail is probably the thing you want to use. Via looks like this, by the way. This is their logo. You've probably seen it before, actually. If you live in Chicago, you've probably seen the Via Rail at least once. Long distance relationship. Matsu went. Oof. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like most Americans are Midwesterners. Is that true, or is that pretty much every Mid-American I met online is a Midwesterner? Or the majority of them are. They're from like Midwest to like South Midwest. Like everything from like Kentucky to like Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Wisconsinite. A friend who lives in BC who wants to get here by train, but that's juggling via and Amtrak. Yeah. Amtrak is kind of interesting. I've taken the Amtrak from New York. It was fun. It was definitely clean, but um, honestly, it was really expensive. Like, it was not cheap. I wouldn't say that's too true. People I've known have been from all over. Fair enough, at least for me. Actually, now that you mention it, hey Glug, it's a pleasure to have you on. Actually, now that you mention it, yeah, fair enough. I've met a lot of like West Coast people. Definitely a lot of, yeah, now that I think about it, no, it's kind of right. They kind of happen from all over. Midwesterners rise up. There's a lot of Midwesterners mostly because it's a very broad term. Yeah, it's like everything, pretty much. To me, anything that's like anything that's past the Appalachian part of Pennsylvania is like Midwest. Anything past the Appalachians, you commute on the Amtrak near Daily. Is that not kind of expensive? Like how much is that? Like that's probably not cheap. I can't imagine that's cheap. Okay, yeah, her body is a little small. I should make it a bit bigger. Actually, maybe it just looks better with the shirt. Nothing else. Yeah, that looks better, honestly. It is expensive, yeah. I used to take Amtrak to get home from college over breaks, but sitting around in Chicago for 4 hours drove me to the brink. Usually get the 10 ride passes. Just bump it down to like. Wait, so is it like $12 per station, or is it like $12 per ride? Because per station is insane. Like if we have the GO train here, and like I take that pretty consistently, and even that's expensive, but like it's not that expensive. GO train's about like $12 per ride. Okay. Uh, yeah, for here, GO train's usually on average like about $6 per ride, depending how far you are. I think it's like $1.50 per station, I think. It's like it's not cheap, but like it's not expensive. Well, it's not crazy expensive unless you live in like I don't know, like Barrie or something, and you're making like a 2-hour commute every day. Well, like 2 hours there, 2 hours back. I only go to one station. What? $12 for one station. Oh my god. Okay, that is a lot of money. The Metro, which is a light commuter rail, is a lot more based on how far you go. Yeah, that makes sense. $12 for one station is crazy. That's so much money. I mean, if you need it, right? Like, it's cheaper than taking an Uber, but that is a lot of money. Uh, at the end of the day, it's like, it's the commute, right? Like, you gotta use what you gotta use. It's definitely better than sitting in a bus for like 2 hours or something. So certainly can't blame you for doing that. Yeah, here most people use the GO train. I think it's like pretty much like everyone going to Toronto uses the GO train here because it's just what we have. GO train or TTC. Um, and because like half of everyone lives in Toronto in Canada, so it's always like full of people. Yeah, never busing that far. No, fuck that. I used to have a commute back in like high school. It was like an hour by bus. It was so miserable. Like if I missed the school bus, I'd have to go like on like 3 different buses to get back home. It was crazy. Man, even like if I just miss the train sometimes, uh like there's a station here that's like where all the buses come from. Like I can just take the TTC to go there, and then but like even that still takes like a long time, like a long, long, long time. Uh, but yeah, busing, especially if it's not like an express bus, like it's just a bus, that sucks. I hate being on like a bus for like the whole line. It's so 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 long. Like I can tolerate it. Like if I'm on it, like I'm just gonna turn my brain off for a bit, but it is pretty annoying sometimes. So I certainly understand what you mean. Okay, I think the lines are pretty good for Eleanor. Like I think this is good for her. I'm gonna move on to Blaine now. Haha, it does feel like everyone I know from Canada either lives in Toronto, Montreal, or in some random town. Yeah, so I can explain that very quickly. This phenomena is known as the Canada is an uninhabitable wasteland for most of it. Hang on, let me draw Canada real quick. Soft lines are working out. Yeah, I think so too. I really like this like soft line look. Some curious and fun canvas names you have. Broken food replicator. Oh yeah, some of these, oh my god. Don't mind that. Oh yeah, this is the YCH, by the way. This is we finished this up the other day. Well, I finished this up the other day on stream. Oh, don't mind that. Freudian nuke real quick. Yeah, so Canada has a little syndrome called the country is like uninhabitable basically. So everybody pretty much lives in like one of two places like pretty consistently. Let me get all the islands up there. I think this is Baffinland. I'm drawing this from memory, so it's not going to be crazy accurate. Ooh, that's good. Don't mind the massive round stomach there. That's nothing. Pretend that doesn't exist. Yeah, so better than I could draw. To be fair, I used to play a lot of map games, so I am very used to like borders. So yeah, Canada's problem is that there's like three places you can live here. Oh, I forgot Newfoundland, and I forgot PEI. There we go. Actually, no, it should be here. It's like everyone lives in like two places. Colorado, that well from isn't Colorado just like a rectangle? I know the flag from memory. Isn't it just like a rectangle though? Like Colorado's not. Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, so Canada is like there's two places you can live because there's only two places that like there's like anything. You can live in Vancouver or you can live in Toronto. And Vancouver is expensive. Vancouver is like 5 grand a month rent. It's crazy. It's insane. So most people live in Toronto. So I think like the Vancouver area has like a few million people, but like the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, is like it's like 10 million people now. It's like a quarter of the entire country. It's the Seattle of Canada, yes. A shocking amount of people live there. So it's like either people live here, or they live in Montreal because that's like the other place you can live, but everyone pretty much lives here. Like this like belt is like half the country. This is like 50% of everyone. Uh, yeah, the GTA alone, so like Toronto itself, like just downtown Toronto has like 3 million people in it. And then like if you extend that to the GTA, which depending on who you ask goes all the way to Hamilton, and then like that goes to Oshawa. This is like this whole area, like this whole region where Lake Ontario is. This is like 10 million people. Like this is a lot of people. Probably more, honestly. It's growing really fast. Uh, so pretty much everybody like just lives in these two areas, and very rarely will you see someone like transferred. Like obviously there's people living in like Edmonton and like Calgary and stuff like that. Charmingly nervy a trivia pile. Thank you, I guess. But yeah, it's either that or people live in like fucking Yellowknife or like Iqaluit or something like that because they're there for like to mine oil or something. Like those are the only three places in Canada you can live. It's either like the Lake Ontario, Montreal area, in which most case people either live in Toronto or Montreal. Like they're like people live in between, but usually it's like Toronto or Montreal. Or it's like Vancouver and then like 2 million people who live in like Edmonton and like Calgary. But pretty much everyone lives in like here, like under this line. Like that's where everyone lives. Like nobody lives up here usually, or like in the Hudson's Bay area. It's all very like centralized. Like between here and here, this is probably like 75% of the country. That's where pretty much everyone lives. So if you know someone from Canada, it's either Vancouver or Toronto. Like that's pretty much how it is. None of it is in Nunavut. Just out of curiosity, what's the population in Nunavut? Nunavut. Population. I get the feeling like it's probably more than I think it is. Oof. Okay, it's a lot less than I thought it was. It's 40,000 people. So 40,000 people live in a province the size of Mexico. This is Nunavut, by the way. It's like all these like islands and shit. Yeah, okay, that's way less than I thought. That's really, really small. Let me get rid of this real quick. The junk folder. Yeah, I would that's like let me put things into perspective real quick. So like the population of Nunavut, which is at like all the northern islands are, 40,000 people. The population of Ontario, which is hang on, let me get the diagram back real quick. Population of Ontario, which is like our New York essentially. It's like New York and LA mixed. So this is Ontario kind of. Everything in this little area is 16 million. So there's 16 million people in here, and pretty much all of them live here. So that's a pretty big difference. And then I think in Quebec there's like 10 million people, but that's all like in like the Montreal area. Like nobody lives up here. Uh, so between just these two provinces, this is like half of the population. They should call it the Ontario. Yeah, we have like a term like the green belt and like just the GTA. Like I think hang on, GTA population. Let me check a statistic real quick. It's probably gonna be less than it actually. Yeah, it's like 10 million people. It's not fully known because the GTA is kind of nebulous. Like it's between 7 to 11 million people. So like some people only really count the suburbs around Toronto and the Greenbelt, and then some people will go as far as to count like Hamilton. And if you're counting Hamilton, then yeah, it's like GTA. Got Chicagoland. So yeah, if you're counting Hamilton, it's like 10 million people. But generally, it's pretty well connected by rail. So like you'll pretty consistently be able to get around anywhere in the GTA within like an hour at least. Legitimately, the term Chicagoland, that's wild. That's kind of nuts. Not gonna lie, that's pretty funny. Uh, Actually, what's the Vancouver population? I know it's not that high. Like Vancouver proper doesn't. I think it only has like a million people. Yeah, 600,000 people. But the metro area has like 3 million people in it. What's British Columbia's population? It's probably like a few million. Yeah, 5.7 million. Half of the people in BC just live in Vancouver. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like 5-6 million. And then I guess everybody just else just lives in like random towns. But I have a lot of friends who just live in like a couple of friends who just live in like random towns, like in Ontario or like Quebec or something. Just like kind of the middle of nowhere. Just put this here. Well, if I ever visit Chicagoland, I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Chicago. Okie dokie. My one friend lives in the middle of nowhere, sort of between BC, Alberta, and the Northwest. They have my sympathies. It gets like, it's kind of quiet up there. Like, I don't imagine there's a whole lot to do. Yeah, I could never live in a place like that. Like, I've been to like I've been to like the Algonquin area, like where Algonquin Park is. It is so empty there, and like by comparison to other places in Canada, it's not technically that empty, but like it felt really empty. I'm like I can't imagine just living in like Yukon in like some hut in the middle of nowhere, like a cabin or something. Like that would be I couldn't I don't think I could handle that. I'm trying to mess with her expression a little bit. Oh, there we go. This is pretty good. I like peace and quiet, but that's a little too much. Yeah, that's like sensory deprivation, like padded white room, peace and quiet. Like that's too much. I like this expression a lot. I think I like this a lot more. Um, I'll make her pupil a little smaller, actually. Hamboiga. Hell yeah. Damn it. I guess I'll just stick to that. That's fine. Eyes are hard, but it's really fun seeing them just the way you want them. Yeah, for sure. Uh, eyes are definitely probably like the hardest thing for character design. Eyes, hands, and yeah, eyes and hands are generally the thing that's like I think when you're defining a character, those are the things that are like make or break. Hands maybe not as much. Like people don't really pay that much attention to hands, but I kind of do sometimes. And my hands are not like super accurate, but I like giving character to the hands. Okay, Blaine is gonna be a tough one. I think the funniest part about all this is that like Blaine could literally just get another burger for like $1. Like the food on the TVU is really cheap. Hands can definitely be more expressive than people give them credit for. My drawn ones barely look like hands at all, but oh my goodness, truth be told, sorry, I'd stretch. Yeah, truth be told, um, if you can do something, like if you have trouble with something and you can just get around it by like not doing it as well, like just do it. 'Cause like sometimes like there's no point getting stuck on like one part of a drawing. Like you don't finish a drawing because you can't do that one part. Like that's ridiculous. Ridiculous in the sense that like it just stresses you out. Um, if you don't, if you just can't really do hands, then just you do a workaround and then you're like, oh, this is just my style. Uh, I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made like, oh, you should study or blah 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 or whatever. Like you should, but like I feel like just generally getting it done is more important. So yeah, no, I totally get that. You do what you got to do. Or maybe no, Blaine should maybe be like here. Okay, yeah, no, this I like way more. This is way funnier. She's like leaning on her. I really like this way more. Blaine is gigantic though. Uh, it's gonna be hard to scale her right. hands in. But yeah, no, I'm sure you do hands just fine, Mark. Like I'm sure your hands are pretty fine. What if I should have Blaine's hands like reaching out for the burger? That might be a little much. I like that she's like a dog, like she's kind of just like sulking. She's like gigantic, so she just kind of like wraps around almost. Oh, giddy, more construction. That's nice. Let's see, how long have I been streaming? I think I'm gonna cut this off at the 90 or 100 minute mark because how long have I been streaming for? Almost like 2 hours now, like an hour and a half. Let me see. A. Oh damn, people really like that one. Okay. I want to try something, just out of curiosity. I'm gonna try starting coloring her now. See if I can get like 2 pieces out of this one. One where it's just Eleanor with the burger, and then like I just put Blaine on top. Little technique idea I had in mind just to save some time. Ooh. Okay, so this is the tough part with this style. It's actually pre-rendered, so it's like I just have to know what color is gonna be what, like in advance, just based on the lighting. Which can, oh, that's not it's supposed to be that way, which can be kind of tough. So this is essentially just pre-rendering. I think, yeah, that's probably what the orange would look like in the sunny situation. Okay, maybe it's not as tough as I thought. Okay. And then the white would probably be a teeny bit dimmer. Yeah, so with a pre-render style, you're basically like imagining in advance what it would look like with shading, and then you're just doing that. It's like you're imagining what the colors would look like if they were shaded, or like just generally like what the vibe of it would be. Honestly, for an hour and a half, this is pretty good progress. I actually thought this was gonna take a lot longer. Did I get her? No, I didn't get a good ref of her mouth. Interesting but tricky. Yeah, very much do not recommend this if you're starting it with art. This is not a beginner technique. This is like you have done color theory, like you, not in the sense that like you've studied it, but like you know it well enough that like you can just do it in advance. And you've shaded enough that like you understand where shading would be. Like this takes like a fair bit of time to figure out. So like it's definitely not a technique for beginners. You could try it, honestly. Like I feel like if you started with this, it might actually be better. At the end of the day, you kind of just got to try things and see how it works. I tried this years ago, like 2 years ago. I tried doing pre-render, and it was just hard. It was just kind of frustrating. But now that I've actually like painted a lot more, it's generally like a lot easier on me because I don't have to shade it as much. And it also minimizes the amount of layers that you need. But this is very much like you do this when you know what you're doing like pretty consistently. But like don't feel bad if you can't do it. It's hard. It takes a lot of practice. I will say, everyone should probably try out painting at least once. It definitely helps you. It's really good for figuring out colors and like just general like mass and whatnot. Big help. Ever since I've done painting like semi regularly, it's really helped out like my ability to understand color. What would her hair color be here? Probably this. No, this. And then very slightly gray at the bottom, I think is how that would... No, that's too dark. How'd that look before? This pink is actually like perfect, I think, just for the base of that. Interesting, like physical painting or just sort of that technique irrespective of the medium. Physical painting, it definitely helps. Like, it's definitely a good thing to try at least once. Digital painting is definitely good, but the medium is something you should try at least physically once. Ooh, okay, so this is gonna be tough. Her hair might actually not really have that much change in it. It might just get more saturated as it goes down, if anything. Gotcha. I know I've had a few times where I've tried physical, I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fair. Physical painting takes time. Um, I used to do physical painting here and there. I haven't really gotten back to it all that much, just because generally it's kind of expensive. Um, but it's worth a try. It definitely helped me gain a bit more of an understanding. Again, like everyone's different. Like what works for one person might not work for everyone, but I definitely had a pretty good experience with it. But at the end of the day, just it depends on you. For me, uh, definitely worth trying for sure. Yeah. Generally speaking, for me, what I've found the most success with, at least for like improving my art, is going outside. Like going outside a lot and like seeing like physically how light reacts to things has been probably one of the biggest helpers for all of my art, personally. No, don't go outside and touch grass. Anything but that. Going outside helps a lot. Especially if you live in an area where like the lighting changes a lot. I mean, that's just really helpful in general because then you can see like physically like if you just take a day to like walk around and be like, oh, like how does this look? Uh, that helped me a lot. But everyone's different. You got to find what works for you. Uh, is that how far? Or no, it doesn't go that far. It's about how far it goes, I think. Yes, I honestly find myself most inspired moods when it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun on a train station. I 100% understand. That feeling is such a vibe. I totally get that. Train stations are like, especially when they're kind of empty, like before the train gets there, or like you're just kind of walking around it. 100% get that. Oh, what? This is not saturation. There we go. Yeah, definitely. The light changing is neat. Usually that's around when the sun goes down, so the lighting does change a lot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I would recommend if you ever have the time. Just like look at how light works in real life, and you might not get it at first. Like you're not gonna have the oh this is how it works now moment, but you will like kind of in your brain like you will kind of subconsciously absorb it. At least that's how it's worked for me. You gotta find what works for you. Everything's a little different. Here we go. I think this is a good color. Yes, this makes sense for the lighting time of day. Just storing that stuff for when you least expect it. Yeah, brain is funny like that. She's wearing like her sweatpants. Actually, knowing her, they'd probably be like a different color. I don't think they'd be gray. She's not the type to wear like gray sweatpants. She's too fashionable for that. Ooh, they might be like pink. Yeah, like that. I think that looks nice. Maybe not pink. Maybe that's a little too much. Let me see. Let me try black. Let's see what black looks like. I do like the light gray. Actually, that looks fine. Looks pretty good. I know her arms are orangey. Okay, this is the part that is funny with pre-rendering. Uh, Figuring out how the hell the light is gonna look on the arms and shit. This is always really tough sometimes. I like the lavender. Yeah, I really like that too. I really like that. I'm gonna stick with that and see what comes up of it. Okay, this part's always a little bit rough. Okay, well, not like that. Here we go. And then let me cut out the neck part of this. So the sun is coming from above in this scenario. I imagine it like they probably went to like a diner or drive-in and they just got like burgers like after work. Like Blaine probably invited her or just probably just followed her on the way back home because that's the kind of thing Blaine does. She's very clingy. Um, and so that's like the sun would be coming from up here more or less. This is also really good. This is a really good technique. If you ever want to just remember where the light is coming from, literally just put a circle and like dun dun dun. Light's coming from above. We know that. Yeah, Blam would just follow her home, make sure she like eats something, I guess. This Blaine is sweet like that. Okay. It's this color that's gonna be challenging. Never mind. That was not that challenging. Shit. Yep, pre-render is a lot of gradients, usually. Yes, 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 drawing spot so you can get it in the same direction each time. Yeah. It's a small thing, but it helps me personally sometimes. Usually I just completely forget to do it. So I should probably be taking my own advice, if anything. Gradient should be a bit less here. Okay, I think we're good. So I think this is mostly fine, aside from the burger, of course. Oh, I forgot her little headband. This would be almost blue in this lighting, actually. See, that's the thing that's throwing me off now. The green does not mix well with it. It's like a part of her character. I can't really not have it there. Might be a little bit lighter. Yeah. I'll leave it like that for now. See what happens. Now the burger. The burger shouldn't be too hard. It'd be like this, but like slightly more gray. Yeah, okay. I understand now. This is honestly really good progress for like an hour and a half, especially with this style. I'm still very unfamiliar with it. Um, like this kind of pre-rendering, especially with the soft lines. Still very new to this. Although I do definitely have some prior experience with painting, which is kind of carrying me along a bit through here. Okay, I'm just gonna block this out, and this is gonna be one of them, I'll figure it out as I go along kind of color palettes. Oh, actually, this might be a good opportunity to balance out the green. She's a deer, so she doesn't really eat meat. You just need to see it shaping up. Oh, well, glad so. I like watching it kind of shape out as well. It's quite fun. I really like this style. This style is nice because you can kind of see it physically as it's coming together a lot better, I've noticed. Like, this is fun. It's a little tough to kind of quantify in my mind, but it is really fun. Okay. The burger. The hamburger. Oh, never mind. That is just like that. Oh well. I kinda... Yeah, that's just gonna be like that then. Okay. That'd probably be more like this. And then this green. This green's a little tough. I think this up here would be an onion. That makes more sense. And then this green would be definitely more blue because it's reflecting that blue light. Maybe not exactly blue, but yeah, something like that. Oh my god. Okay, question. Is everybody getting sick like where you are because, or like where you guys are? Because I've noticed like a ton of people have been getting sick recently here. Yeah, you can sort of see the depth while you're still working on it. Yeah, that's why I like this. And this style's fun. It's like you're watching it kind of come to life a bit. Oh, what the what was that? Okay, that's weird. Paint tool side did something I've never seen before. That was weird. I guess this would be an onion. No, this makes more sense as an onion. Okay, so her hands are there. This should probably be a little bit lighter to differentiate it. Yeah, the burger's gonna blend a bit for sure. I'm gonna have to darken it. I mean, here it's just super, super, super dry and the crops are coming out, so a lot of people are coughing and such for sure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We don't really have much farmland here in the concrete jungle, so it's probably... Actually, I imagine it's pretty cool to see all the crops kind of be harvested and stuff. That sounds like it'd be fun. It's like a veggie burger too. Eleanor's like canonically just doesn't eat meat. She could probably eat meat. She just thinks it's gross, maybe. She just doesn't like the taste of it. She is a deer after all. Driving in my car right after a beer. Oh shit. Oh, that's not good. There we go. I hate it when it does that. It's super weird for some people to see the fields coming along going, people see them for miles and not being able to see them for more than 1 feet, more than a few feet one day. Yeah, I can imagine that's got to be really jarring. For the times I have gone to like the Greenville area, which is where like all the farms actually are, it's definitely like a little funky when it's just like an empty field of like nothing. Like that's pretty jarring. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to put lines here. Okay, or the selection tool could decide not to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like... Oh, that's much better, actually, yeah. There we go. That's like 1,000 times better. It's like when I saw the ocean from an island the first time and freaked out. Yeah, it's like once it's in your mind, it's like stuck there a little bit. Okay. I think this would be more of a, yeah, this would be like pinkish. That's how that light would react onto it. Actually, this color may even have to be a little more saturated. Yeah, this might have to be like practically orange to get this sunlight color right. me get this in. I think your colored lines look even cooler with this. Yeah, I think it's because it diffuses the color below it, but thank you, that's really kind. Yeah, I really like how it looks, especially with the colored lines. I think I have to add a little more dark on her neck, though. Like, I think her neck is kind of, I think that's what's causing this, like, yeah, there's, like, not enough depth on the neck. So it's, like, causing her to stand out a little bit in some weird areas. Makes sense. No. This line should be over here. So that's where the majority of her hair is, and then this part would be shaded. Probably not, honestly, but like, yeah, so it looks right to me, at least. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I really, really, really like how this, like, colored, soft line kind of looks. Okay. It's a little tough getting the color right. I think it's gotta, for down here, it's gotta be like, yeah, it's gotta be like uniform. Bit more white. Ooh, whoa, what the hell? That looks crazy. Wait a minute. What was that? This is interesting. Okay, now that looks kind of cool. Hang on, let me play with that. That's kind of neat. I've never seen that before. Make sure everything here is like white, like actually white. This is neat. I've never seen this. I've never done that before. Let's give it a try. Okay, I should probably be using my watercolor brush for this actually, so blending isn't so tough. Let's see. And the light on the top of her head. I just realized she doesn't have ears. Oops. I completely forgot to do that. Yeah, I totally forgot to give her her ears. I'm making like her ears longer every time I draw them at this point. Okay, yeah, I completely forgot to draw her ears. Yeah, remember you said you didn't like how they look and got rid of them. You're right, I did. And I completely forgot to put them back. I have a tendency to forget her ears sometimes. I've noticed. Okay, let's try this again. So this will go down here, and then I'll just add like another color layer. But this will probably just be that color, because this is... Oh, okay, I see the trouble now. Okay, yeah, I get it now. Poor... I also forgot her tail. Oh my god, you're right. I also completely forgot her tail. That looks fine, right? Is her... I think her ear's a little too long. Yeah, it's a little too long. Let me fix that. Yeah, this ear is too long. That should be good. Oh, this kind of solves both of our problems because then I don't have to put the green as much there. And then I can just put the... There we go. Alright, perfect. Okay, I think that's a lot better. And yeah, it looks decent, especially a little shorter. Yeah, perfect. Thank goodness. I might tackle the line work coloring a bit later. I think I might take a break in a sec. I might continue this on my own time. The shading part is definitely going to be a little funky. The burger bun needs to contrast more for sure. Maybe green almost. Ooh, wait. Hold on. The yellow does work. Kind of. Or orange? I don't know. It's a hard one. Actually, let me try something. If the red is the bottom, the backlight, and then the yellow is like the actual burger color. This is like this teeny bit more orange, and then this is less saturated. Okay, kind of. Almost. Yeah. Just gotta get the contrast right. And then I think I'll exaggerate the lavender of... That's why her shirt looks weird. It's because I didn't gradient her shirt yet. I was wondering about that. I did not add a gradient to her shirt yet. So the warm light would be coming in from the back. I was wondering where you were going at that, but the two together on the bun work. Yeah, generally it's just kind of fiddling with it until it looks right. That's what a lot of art is, a lot of the time. Okay, and then let me try to get her sweatpants kind of like... more... You mentioned the kind of lavendery color, which I think you're definitely on the right track about. I don't know. Hmm. Anything in direct sunlight is always a little tough to figure out, like, how it's gonna look. I like this for now. We'll stick with that. And then I'll go back to this, like, really saturated, like, pink almost for the shirt and see what that does. Maybe a little more saturated than that. A little bit brighter. Probably a bit more yellow than that. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I might continue with the color for this after in a bit, because this is definitely baffling me a little bit, just because I haven't really done colors in this kind of lighting before. But I can probably, at the very least, add the hard light. For nothing else, just to see. Okay, let's see what this looks like just with like a light source. Just out of curiosity. Actually, let me nab her eye color real quick. And then let me fill in her eye. Kind of forgot to do that. Actually, I guess in this lighting it would reflect, so probably just stay like that. I think that the thing I'm having a problem with is that the green is causing issues. It's the green that's bothering me. Something about the green doesn't sit 100% right with me. Like it needs to be balanced with something else. Might be the sweatpants. Let me see. Just out of curiosity, let me just make these like pure black. Not think about it at all. Just make this dark. Okay. It's her tail. Hang on, let me add in her tail real quick. That might be a big part of it too. There we go. Very aggressive tail shape. Doesn't quite flow as well as I'd like though. Maybe a bit more like this. There we go. Let's see. Frazzled tail. Yeah, because she's like spooked. So she's like, rah, get away from my burger kind of thing, you know? Okay, let's see. Let me try this. And then just the white-ish underneath it. I don't remember if she has spots on her tail or not. This is something I can never remember. Pretty sure she doesn't, though. Gotta separate that. Okay, let me try something here. What if I... Now let me be clear. What if I try this? Oh shit. Okay, so that's just gonna have to be like that. It might just straight up be the color of her fur, like the inner fur. Let me try something. It might just be the actual like, angle I did this at. That might be a little bit better actually. What if I just saturate this more? Just keep it darker. And I make this darker too. I think that makes a teeny bit more sense. Okay, yeah, this one is really baffling me. Just out of curiosity, if I make her sweatpants like green, like the kind of like greenish shade. Also feels silly not realizing I could just magic lasso tool outside of art instead of then inverting it for coloring. Yeah, that technique has saved me so much time. I 100% recommend you do that. It will save you a lot of time. That's just what I do. Uh, you're kind of taught that when you start using Photoshop early on, like in like actual courses, like oh, just don't even bother, just like bucket tooling it, just like alpha lock it. Yeah, that's a really helpful thing. It's helped me a ton over the years. Okay. Yeah, this is 100%. I think I'm gonna have to figure this out later because this is really baffling me. I do like how that looks, so this is really confusing the hell out of me. This is an angle I'm not really used to doing. Yeah, I registered taking Photoshop for. Oh, fair enough. Resisted taking classes. Fair enough. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to do it. You're just not in the mood. It's totally good. It's totally fine. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'll end the stream in a few minutes because it's been about 2 hours now. I'm gonna go take a break. Then maybe I'll continue it. Probably not though. I'm kind of tired. I just want to do a quick something today, just before starting YCH round 5, because I'll definitely be streaming all of that one again. Today's kind of a slow day. Mondays are always a bit slow for me. Actually, hold up. That's not bad. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, you make her eat the alien burger. And if this is like teeny bit more red, yeah, I think this is. Yeah, that actually makes. Maybe I'll continue a teeny bit more actually. It's starting to make sense now. I'm starting to believe. Uh, okay, let me try this again. Let me try something real quick. It all makes sense now. It does all make sense now. Let me try something real quick. Just need to saturate her hair a tiny bit more at the bottom. Oh my god, really threading the needle with this color. Damn. Okay, yeah, her hair is gonna be really tough. Something like that? No, I think it. Yeah, just barely. Okay, this is pissing me off a little bit. Her hair is a teensiest bit more confusing than I would like it to be. Okay, so that's thresholding now. Damn it. Why's it gotta be like this? Okay, what if I just keep this like this and then I do like that? No, that doesn't work. Oh, this is driving me nuts. Okay, I'm gonna leave the hair as is. It might just be the green, actually, that's doing it, which I think is actually probably the case. It's always the green. It's always the... Let's try this. Okay. I'm gonna put all the green on its own layer, so I can just manage this a lot easier. Let's try this. Okay, if this is just like, we just shift all the green to red, that looks fine. Like, that looks really good. The green is pissing me off. It might just be... Oh, shit. Cited something weird. What the hell is that? The damnable green. Yeah, the green is just not playing right. It I might just need to make it like yellow almost, like a mustard green. Actually, that's not the worst. It's because with sunlight, one of two things happens to green, depending where you're standing. It either turns blue or it turns yellow. Uh, it really just depends on where you're standing, though. In this case, I think it might be turning a bit more yellow. Because this is very, very, very saturated sunlight. Like this is like about as, this would be like sunset. So this is like as yellow or as orange as it's going to be. Which means shadows outside of direct sunlight would be like a purplish blue. And then indirect sunlight would probably have more of like a yellowy color. At least that's what I've seen. So this would be purple. Yeah. This would be like almost like a light purple. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, this is what I say, like, there's stuff that you can kind of only see in nature, that you just kind of have to go out and look at, because it's very hard to just look at images to understand them sometimes. You just gotta go see it. Usually just taking, like, a walk, which is also just good for your health in general. That's a pretty good thing to do. But yeah. Try something on the neck. And then on the lower parts, let me turn this down to like a darker, almost purple on the really shadowy areas. Okay, I think that's actually like almost perfect. It's the hair that's bothering me though. It's the hair, the infernal hair. Confound it. Consarn her goddamn hair. Her gosh darn, sorry. Okay. Something is... And then maybe this is like a bit lighter. Yeah. There we go. Okay, yeah. This is starting to make sense now. This is starting to make sense. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Okay, and then her eyes would probably be also slightly yellowed. Actually, they'd probably be really dark because they'd be inside her iris. Sorry, inside her pupil. No, the eye will not in the pupil. It's like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, man. Yeah, this would be like a much more yellowish green in this kind of lighting, I think. At least that's what looks right. Okay, and then now I can do the hard light. This makes much more sense. Also, it's a pleasure to have you on so long, Mark. Are you sure you're not like busy with work, or is it kind of like a slow day for you? Let's see. No, it's lovely to have you. It's nice having someone to talk to on stream. And yeah, this time I was like, where's my soft eraser? Start with my lunch break. Now it's my time to take people in person for questions. Nobody ever comes. Oh. Oh dear. Well, hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, let me try with the multiplies. This might be one of those pieces where it's the lighting is fine and I just need to add in the shadow. Oh yeah, quick tip. If you ever want your shadows to look really good, use purple. Purple, especially in evening settings, very, very natural color to use for shadows. It will make them look really nice. Purple's a great color for shadows. Oh yeah, it's not bad. Usually the worst part of the coffee is. Oh, let me see. Start with my worst part until I get sleepy. And ooh, gotcha. Oh god. Hopefully the coffee doesn't wear off too soon and you'd like fall asleep by accident. Yeah, purple, amazing color for shadows. Very, very, very good if you're doing sunset scenes. This is usually the color that most shadows will default to in sunsets, or like very high saturated light environments. Like this is what you want to use. It's like where her arm is. This would probably be a shadow. It does look natural. It looks much nicer. Yeah, generally. It's also a bit easier on the eyes than if it was just like black. Purple is much easier to look at in these sort of lighting environments. Maybe not quite this purple. This is pretty saturated for purple, but like this is a pretty good color. Be a teensy. This would probably just be watercolor. Actually, this would be diffused because this is where her hair is. Actually, let me see. Would this look like warm? Just like full yellowish? Yeah, that doesn't quite look as right. Slightly warmer purple. Yeah, there we go. This is perfect. This is like pink almost. Yeah, this is literally pink. Really get the details in the burger. Now we just render this. So the good part about this style is the lighting is kind of already done. When you get the colors right, you just kind of have to shade. If your environment just calls for shading, like if this is what the light is gonna look like, then really all you have to do is just shade, and that's a lot easier than like setting up the lighting or getting the actual like specific light kind of direction and whatnot. Because this kind of just does itself almost in a way. Actually, hang on, her crotch is kind of eluding me a little bit. I don't know why I can't get this right. But yeah, you see, once now that we've already kind of done the colors here, the actual like shading part is not really doing most of the work. It's the colors that are already doing a lot of that by themselves. So even with just like a couple lines, it can look really good. This takes practice though. Like this I had to like this takes a long time to figure out. You gotta. It's a lot of trial and error though, for sure. Nope, that doesn't look right. How's that look? I can imagine. Yeah, it's a ton of trial and error. Doesn't always look how you want it to look. Pretty much never always immediately looks how you want it to look. I mean, we just saw that here. I was considering just leaving it there for a little bit, but lucky break this time. It's not too bad. And I think that's pretty much good. Her hair might need a little bit of definition underneath this like taper part here. And a tiny bit more over here. Just to really kind of give it like an almost greasy look, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, just so that it looks a bit nicer. And then shadows would probably get a bit more blue as they come down. Actually, no, it kind of looks better like that. And then I'll add some shine here and there. It does look incredible though. Oh, well, thank you. Like I said, it's a lot of practice. You ain't always gonna get it the first try. Just out of curiosity, I wonder if there are areas where she would need a hard light. Probably not. This is very diffused lighting, so like I don't think this would be necessary. This is already kind of like this is a little extreme. Uh, Maybe rim lighting though. Rim lighting on her back might be good. Probably just on the darker areas here. This might be needed. No, probably not. I could just lighten the color of her lines. And then probably just be better. Yeah, just lightening the color of her lines makes more sense. Ooh, okay. Wow, that works really well. Yeah, that's pretty good. That works significantly better than I was expecting, actually. Okay. And then I'll just add some shine. Oh, I should probably shade that part a little bit, too. Her teeth. And like a tiny bit of her tongue. Probably not as much as I think, though. There we go, and now the shine. So the shine is just going to be like directly the color of light that's being reflected. So this will just be like yellow almost in the places where it would be needed. It's like very, 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 like basically like white. So probably like the moisture on the onion, that would probably shine a little bit. Actually, the shine would be a little higher than that. I forgot to color the lines of the burger. That's why it was looking a little funky. Should I color lines of her teeth? Let me see. No. No, probably not. Let me color the lines on the burger real quick. Make sure that's done. Clean up the multiply a bit over by our hand. Okay, that's a lot more clean now. Though I should probably make the green bit slightly less green. Slightly more yellowed. Like this. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, the shadow parts on the green areas, I definitely am going to have to make a teeny, teeny, teeny bit more blue. Dear girl, Spire. Hey, Spire. Pleasure to have you on the stream. Yes, this is Eleanor. She's pretty much one of the main protagonists. She is literally one of the main protagonists for my web series, Lima Nox. It's always that gosh darn. Yeah, the green is actually kind of driving me nuts. The green is starting to make me tweak out a little bit. I might have to blue it just a tiny bit. Actually, it probably wouldn't have nearly as much shadow as I'm thinking it would. It'd actually probably have less shadow. That's awesome. Hey, hey. Yeah, so Eleanor is like, she's one of the main characters. Her whole story is she used to be like a bully in the past. Like she would like bully people all the time, and she was like really popular and stuff. And then she stopped being popular because she got kicked out of her academy for what we'll call general mischief, which was not general mischief. It was pretty bad. So she managed to get kicked out, and then that kind of like ruined her whole thing. And so the story takes place like 5 years later, where she's like kind of actually, yeah, no, I don't think the pants would actually have that much shading, and this part of the armpit probably wouldn't have as much either as I think. Yeah, that's much nicer. So like her whole story is she's been going dead end job to dead end job, and she's been very much humbled, but she's still a little mean. And so she's just working dead end job to dead end job until one day she finally gets sick of it, has a crash out, and tries to steal something for her job, and then that doesn't go well, and so she she has her crash out, which causes the workplace to like fall apart, and then she ends up getting community service in court for the exact same people she used to bully, except now they own like a laboratory and they're like actually doing well. I forgot to do the shine. I knew I was forgetting something. Hang on, I was a little too aggressive on the yeah, this part of the hair. Yeah, let me put the shine in. But yeah, if you've been checking out the comics, yeah, that's generally how the plot has been. The comics are all up on my Twitter, by the way. I definitely got to set up a website sometime soon. Actually, this part of her hair should probably be yeah, the same color as the line art. Or the line should be the same color as her hair. Whoa. Perhaps just really, really saturated. Website, yeah. I've been meaning to make a website for a long time. Uh, my solution right now is just like I'm probably just gonna get one from like Wix.com or something. Oh, dang, I don't have Twitter anymore. Unfortunately, it actually has made it a lot harder to contact some artists. But alas, oh, I have, man, have I got a? Don't worry, I have an Instagram. I have like a Blue Sky. I have like a TikTok. Like, don't worry. There's plenty of places to check out my stuff. Yeah, just a Wix. I would like to code a website myself, but that's a lot of effort and a lot of time I don't have right now. Unfortunately, I just don't have that time. I have considered just paying someone to do it at this point. Like, I probably might, but yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of money, a lot of effort. But I do really want to do it sometime. Maybe someday, trademark, yeah. I've got, yeah, Blue Sky for UK, not allowed to DM anyone unless I give them. What? Well, that's a little oh, it's because of the quote-unquote Online Safety Act thing or whatever, isn't it? That's a little insane. Keep an eye for your post. Oh, thank you. Uh, tell you what, Spire. Let me see. Hang on. I might add an inv. I think I might add an invite to the Discord server for you, just so if you want, if you have Discord, unless they force you to give ID for that too. And I mean, if you're ever interested, I am a web dev. Okay, that would be a huge help. I could really use someone to work on the website. I'd pay you, of course, like whatever your rates are, but that would be amazing because I simply do not have the time to work on the website myself. Damn, actually, I think that's pretty much done. Just to just for pain, I'm gonna make the background green. Oh, that fucks it up so bad. I have Discord, yeah. I can't view anything, and it's absolutely for the same reason, but Discord is fine. Okay, no worries. Damn, I didn't know it was that bad. I heard it was like pretty bad, like in terms of just how much they censor, but like I didn't know it was that bad. That's pretty messed up. Let me see. I'm sure I could. Let me see. I'm sure I could send you. Yeah, I'm gonna send a. Spire. I'm assuming you're not comfortable giving out your Discord username on a random stream. So let me see. Subject to what these companies think is explicit as well, which sucks. But yeah, no, my sympathies, dude. That just sucks. Let me see if I can get a one-time invite for you for the server real quick. Yeah, just like one day, one use. All right, sending you. I'm gonna send the link in the chat real quick. One-time use. Get it while you can. I have also considered making a new server that's a bit more like I'm probably gonna split the old server currently into a new server, one that is specifically for Lima Knox stuff, because I've noticed I kind of have a lot more for that now, and then one that is like just in general, like my general server, and then there's the one that's just like Lima Knox and like web series stuff probably. Okay, I think this is like pretty much done. This is pretty much about as good as got you. Got it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Of course. Pleasure to have you. Okie dokie. I think this is pretty much as done as it's gonna be. I could probably saturate her a little bit more. Actually, a teeny bit more saturated. I think this is pretty good. Uh, and then I think I might add Blaine later just for fun. Specific comic server and then just general server, or maybe even a comic display for the website. Yeah, why not? The general idea I had for the website would be like it would just be a site for like all my art, and then it would just have like everything on it. But like I said, I've really wanted to do that for a while. It's just the problem is just like I'd have to code that, and then it's like not to mention actually port forwarding that, and I'm very paranoid about that sort of thing. So I'd probably have like a specific like thing set up for it. Uh, but yeah, no, it's something I've wanted to do for a while now. I probably should get on it, honestly. But I mean, yeah, if you're ever open to work for like a separate project, by all means, I'd really appreciate that. Yes, that's the thing. Artists having a website just to show their art. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people have their like card thing, which I've considered using, but like yeah. Okie dokie. All right, I think this is a good spot to end the stream. I'll probably do another comic today, like just for fun. And yeah, you could probably check that out on like the on my socials and whatnot. Like that'll be up for sure. There's definitely plenty of ways to host a site from code without hosting yourself through Rust. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's true. That's really true, actually, yeah. Well, I'll look into it for sure. But that aside, this is a pretty good experiment, I think, for the day. Confounded green color has been my nemesis the entire day. But other than that, it's a pretty good stream. All right, I think I'm gonna end that here for now. I might stream in a little bit. Like I might continue. I think I'm gonna work on a comic or something, and then I'll probably talk about like actually writing the story and whatnot while I do that. But I feel like if that's something you want to see, then feel free to tune in later. But I think for now, I think this is just where I'm gonna head off. It's a pleasure having everyone. It was definitely a really fun stream to do, that's for sure. And yeah, lovely to have everyone. Confounded green and yeah, ooh. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it like yellow at this point because the green is pissing me off. So yeah, there we go. We have our Eleanor completed. I think I'll make this one into a poster for sure. I'll probably mess around with the actual graphic design work of it, but for the most part, that's pretty much done. It's a pleasure watching. Thanks for the stream. Of course, thanks everyone for being on. It was lovely having you. Next stream might start like in a couple hours. I'll probably have like a post or something announcing it. But for now, stream's over. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.